In the heart of Uganda, there existed a figure whose name is synonymous with terror. Amin's horrific methods of governance included unspeakable acts such as cannibalism and torture, painting him as a true embodiment of extreme cruelty. He executed his prisoners in the most gruesome ways, deliberately instilling a deep and abiding fear within the hearts of all who lived under his rule. To truly understand Amin's violent tendencies, we must delve into his past. His upbringing was marred by hardship, growing up in an environment steeped in poverty and struggle. This harsh reality shaped his character, hardening him and fueling the aggressive behaviors that would later define his tumultuous rise to power. Amin's journey into military life began with the British Army, where he received training specifically aimed at quelling local uprisings. His unwavering loyalty to the British, juxtaposed with his later actions against his own people, paints a complex portrait of a man torn between allegiance and ambition. During the Mau Mau uprising in Kenya, Amin's brutal tactics earned him a notorious reputation for violence. This reputation would later influence his iron-fisted leadership style in Uganda, showcasing his fierce loyalty to British interests while suppressing dissent at home. The relationship between Amin and Milton Obote was a convoluted tapestry of ambition and betrayal. Both men leveraged their military positions for personal gain, which ultimately led to a fierce power struggle. Their eventual betrayal of each other became a pivotal moment in the political landscape of Uganda. Transitioning from political rivalry to power consolidation, Amin adeptly manipulated the ethnic dynamics of the Ugandan army. By recruiting local minorities, he effectively strengthened his grip on power, paving the way for his ascent against Obote and solidifying his control over a fractured military. Amin's initial strategies to gain authority included recruiting diverse minorities to bolster his military base. This tactical maneuver not only increased his influence within Uganda's armed forces, but also set the stage for his relentless quest to consolidate power under his reign. Once he seized power, Amin swiftly shifted public perception by labeling his predecessor, Obote, as a traitor. This cunning move allowed him to garner public support and rationalize his violent methods, manipulating perceptions to strengthen his regime's hold on the nation. Amin's regime, however, was not merely characterized by political maneuvering, it was marked by extreme violence. He directed his wrath towards various communities, eliminating anyone he perceived as a threat. Thousands lost their lives, instilling a pervasive sense of fear that became the foundation of his control over Uganda. The methods of torture employed by Amin were as horrific as they were systematic. Practices such as electrocuting and executing individuals illustrated the bounds of his brutality, leaving echoes of unimaginable suffering throughout the land. In 1972, Amin issued an expulsion order targeting 50,000 Asians holding British passports. This devastating decision led to mass suffering and untold deaths, wreaking havoc on Uganda's economy and deepening the scars of his violent rule. As the consequences of Amin's policies began to unfold, Uganda's economy suffered a severe blow. The exodus of Asian and European communities, who had long been instrumental in its financial stability, marked a turning point that would haunt the nation's prospects for years to come. Initially, Amin's regime relied heavily on foreign support, chiefly from Israel and the UK. However, as the tides of international politics shifted, and Western nations withdrew their assistance, Amin's reliance on these allies diminished, leading to increased isolation on the global stage. Amidst growing discontent, internal opposition swelled, uniting former soldiers and business families against Amin's tyranny. This collective resistance culminated in Operation Mafud Mijai, a significant endeavor aimed at toppling his oppressive government. Amin's aggressive military actions against Tanzania, however, proved disastrous. His forces faced a swift and humiliating defeat, forcing him to flee Uganda. This pivotal moment marked not just the end of his reign, but a significant turning point in Ugandan history, echoing the consequences of his brutal rule for generations to come.